Hello, I am back. Okay, so I posted a video 2 days ago and I deleted it because I didn't like it. So, yeah, if you were wondering what happened with that, that's the tea with that. You may be asking yourself, why do you look sickly? Why are you draped in this god-awful fabric? I am sick, and you can probably tell by my voice. I sound like I've been off of my estrogen. I promise that I'm still taking it. So, I've got some hot green tea. We're gonna sip and we're gonna spill some tea. Why? I told myself before this video, when I was making the tea, I was like, okay, you're just gonna do a video today. You're gonna sit down, drink some tea, talk about your past. Don't make any jokes about spilling tea. And here we are. So, before we get into what I want to talk about, I finally started watching the Jake Paul series on Shane's channel. And so I loved the Tana series. I loved the Jeffree series. That one was my favorite. But I put off watching the Jake Paul one because I don't know who that is. I know who that is, but he's not someone that I keep up with, so I didn't think it would be interesting. Boy, was I wrong. Okay, I watched 2 episodes. 2.5 episodes. Leighton got home and yeah, so I turned it off. But it is so good. I feel like you don't even have to like Jake Paul to, and it's not that I dislike him or like him. I feel like you don't even have to know anything about him to enjoy it. So if you're bored and you're looking for something that's binge-worthy to watch, I would highly recommend that you watch that series. It is really good. So, last night, yesterday morning, I kind of had like a epiphany, an awakening, if you will. And I just realized that there are some changes that I need to make in my life. I'll go over a few of them with you, and maybe these can help you and you can implement them into your own life. So the first one is gonna be like dedicated time every day to meditation and stretching. First, let's get into meditation. So I've maybe meditated like 5 times in my life. However, those 5 experiences have been life-changing, and I think about them all the time. For some reason, I don't know if it's self-sabotage, I don't know if it's being lazy, but like I just don't want to do it. And I realized, lately I've been home a lot. I've had a lot of time to think to myself. And I'm realizing that it's something that's really important for me. And I encourage all of you to try it too. What that looks like for me is basically just sitting. I'll either kneel or I'll sit like crisscross applesauce. And I'll just close my eyes, put on a very monotone noise, or like some very relaxing music it's not intense, it's just like very like relaxing, soothing. And I'll just close my eyes and I'll just do like deep breathing. You can do mantras as well. I know a lot of people like to do that kind of stuff. I remember when I was at the Philly Trans Health Conference, not this past year, but the year before that, there was like a meditation, like yoga workshop that I went to. And they were doing a lot of mantras. Funny thing, I was laying down and I fell asleep because it was so relaxing. and I'm pretty sure that I farted in the middle of it, because I woke up to this horrible, god-awful stench. It completely ruined the whole vibe. Everyone was so pissed. But yeah, that's my little meditation. My meditation aside. So yeah, it can either be like in silence or mantras, chants, if you will. Be careful with the chants though. You don't want to accidentally just like summon anything. You have to be careful with chants. One time I was meditating, and apparently the chant that I was doing, okay, hold on. I feel like someone's grandma. Like, I've got my cigarette and my hot beverage, and I'm just like, one time I was doing a meditation, and I started chanting, ooh ah, Mariano, ooh ah, do. 1, 2, 3, not only you and me, ooh, ooh. But I kind of edited it a little bit right there because, like I was saying, the last time I did that, a witch appeared out of thin air. And, I know I've talked recently about how I've been hallucinating and stuff like that, but I don't think this was a hallucination. So yeah, you just have to be very careful with the chants that you choose. Make sure they're not a chant that could like conjure up something. So basically what you can do for that is like go to your local library and just research on witches and witchcraft and just go through all the spells and just make sure that that's not one of them. I just spilled tea. I just spilled all the tea all over my shirt. So, back to what I was saying. Meditation. I'm setting time aside for that because it gives me an opportunity. When I wake up, my brain is really racing. And that just gives me an opportunity to slow down, take a deep breath, and just focus and center myself before I start my day. Because if I wake up, and you guys can probably relate to this too, if I wake up and my mind's racing, I start getting panicky, and then I try to start my day, it's like just a horrible start. So when I wake up, I'm trying to do no phone time, no music, no food, just water and meditation to start. I feel like that's a great way to start out my day, so I'm hoping that that does something for me. I will keep you updated. Second thing, stretching. I am 6 feet 4 inches, or as I like to say, well, is it 76 inches? I'm 76 inches tall. I'm a very petite gal. I'm only a few inches, 76 to be exact. So, fun fact, one thing that a lot of people don't know about being tall is scientifically, it takes a toll on your body. And you develop these like aches and pains, things that you would normally develop, let's say, in your 40s or 50s. Taller people develop that a lot early. That is because of gravity. 2, it's also because the world is not made for people my size. And so many people, I know I down myself on my height a lot. I'm just speaking facts at this point. I never want anyone to feel sorry for me, or like, I don't feel sorry for me, like, I didn't pick my height, like, this is what I got. I'm not saying I'm like this monstrosity. However, I'm above average. The world is not really built for me. So there's a lot of crouching, there's a lot of ducking, there's a lot of reaching, and it takes a toll on your body. So what I find that really helps is really stretching out my muscles So I'll keep you updated on that to let you know how that's going. We might do a stretching and meditation session on my YouTube channel. If that's something that you would like a guided meditation, let me know because I think that that would be really cool. So yeah, basically I just had a realization that I've got to make some changes because I've always known that I need to make changes in my life, but I never do it. And then I get like a month. Then I get like a month from that point, and I'm like, well, still in the same position, and still need to make the same changes, but I haven't. So I'm trying to do better. I'm sure you can relate. There's all things in all of our lives that we know that we need to do better, but it's hard. Sometimes you just can't. So you can relate. I will. Oh, announcement. I made a streaming schedule. I know, crazy. I will be streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4:30, 3:30 Central. Okay? 4:30, 3:30 Central. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3:30 Central. I'll see you there. Definitely was highly requested that I made a schedule. All of my hashtag international babes were very ruffled up with me lately. I have been streaming at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. They're like, listen, you're okay and all, but you've got to stream earlier because it's literally 4 a.m. So, international babes, I got you. And then my hashtag local babes still should be manageable because it's during the day. So, as I go on, I will fine tune that schedule based on your feedback. Now, what I wanted to get into today, I want to talk about my childhood a little bit. I want to talk about what it was like to be me as a fetus. Fun fact, before we get into it, for those of you who care, this Jewel Pod flavor is god awful. It is the creme brulee flavor. If you know me personally, you know that I hate sweet things. I hate desserts. Like, for instance, for dinner, I could eat a burger. For dessert, I would want another burger. Like, I love savory, hearty, rich things. I hate desserts. So, Leighton bought me a new Jewel because mine was being very wonky. I had to take the pod out like every 5 seconds to try to like get it to hit. So he bought me a new one. Thank you, babe. And it came with like a starter kit. So it had like 4 different flavors. So of course, I'm gonna run through those before I buy any new flavors. Responsible. I am on the creme brulee and it is awful. However, I am addicted to nicotine and I need it. Oh, one more thing. I'm all over the place. I'm a little scatterbrained. I received a comment saying, you just seem sad at this point. All you do is sit and complain and complain. As someone who is uploading on the internet daily, starting now, you're gonna see everything. It's not gonna be produced. I do want to produce content sometimes, but you're not gonna see just cookie cutter content. You're gonna see me bitch and complain. So if you feel like it's taking a toll on you, please don't watch. But like I always said, I keep it 100, I keep it real, and you're gonna get all of it. So just wanted to address that. Don't ever feel like you have to sit through this. If it's too depressing for whatever reason, I don't think it is, but you don't have to stay. I would love for you to stay though. And my true family here, my true people who genuinely care about me and who I genuinely care about, you guys get it. So, what I want to talk about my childhood. I want to just get into it. I don't really talk about my childhood a lot. So, growing up, I had a pretty normal childhood, I would say, to start. So, from what I remember, my dad was in the Navy, and my mom was like a stay-at-home mom. However, um, she she wasn't a stay-at-home mom in the beginning. She was a nurse. So early childhood memories, I never remembered my dad being like gone in the Navy. I don't think that was a thing when I was like a child. I think that was a thing like while they were dating. So my mom was a nurse and my dad worked as well. So um, I would like go to like nursing homes with my mom. I have memories of that. That was really fun. She worked overnight, so I would go to the nursing homes with her. And it wasn't really nursing homes though. It was like assisted living where she would just sit in like with a patient. And I remember I would like lay on the ground and I would sleep. And I just remember like waking up in the middle of the night and just seeing her in her little rocking chair, and she would be reading a book or something like that. The patient would just be knocked out asleep. I mean, that's all old people do, is just sleep and sleep and sleep. So I have memories of that. I also have memories of a period where my mom was the one, yeah, so basically she was working at nights and my dad was working during the day. So I would be at school, my dad would be working during that time. I would get home, my dad would come home, and then my mom would go to work. And I would get to hang out with my dad. That was really fun because we would watch things on TV that I'm pretty sure I was not supposed to be watching. If you might be too young to know what this is, but do you remember The Man Show? I don't really remember what it was about. I'm sure it was just like a bunch of skits targeted towards, you know, adult men. But I would watch it with him and I would be like, what is this? Like, I did not find it interesting. I was like, what is the pull? What the fuck is this? So we would watch a lot of Adult Swim though, which I loved because I knew I wasn't supposed to be watching it because they would say curse words and there would be a lot of mature content. But I just remember hanging out with my dad and watching these shows and just feeling so adult, feeling like, wow, like, you know, all the other kids are watching Nickelodeon and SpongeBob, and here I am watching the adult shows. I'm a grown gal. Very fun times. So that's my earliest memories. Flash forward to school. The earliest memories I have of school, so like kindergarten-ish time, I didn't really feel different. I kind of blended in. Fun fact, when I was in kindergarten, I would get in trouble because I would kiss the girls. I would go up to the girls and I would kiss them on the lips or I would kiss them on the forehead. It's sick. Pretty strange. But I think looking back on it now, I was in a place of like admiration. I don't think I was attracted to them. I was attracted to them in the way of like, I don't want to kiss you. I want to be you. I have another memory of going to this school. Basically, my dad moved a lot with his work, so I had to move schools a lot. I have a memory of being at a school that I just hated and just being so uncomfortable. And all the other kids would be playing in class and playing with toys and playing with each other, and I would just sit. I would just sit by the teacher's desk and I would just watch. I was a watcher. I would sit and absorb everything that everyone was doing, and I would think, why can't I be like that? Why is it so hard for me to make friends? Why I'm so different? And at that point, oh, it's getting a little hot in here. At that point, that's when I started realizing that I was different because I was smart and I knew like, okay, clearly there's an issue if I'm not adapting to my environment. Then getting into late elementary school, I got bullied a lot. I talked about this briefly in another video, but my mom had to go to bat for me a lot. And my dad was supportive as well. I never want to talk about it like my dad wasn't there, because he was, but just not in such a strong emotional way as my mom was there for me. My dad was like working a lot, so he was there for me, of course, and he loved me, but my mom was the one who really, like, helped me get through it the most. So my mom had to go to bat for me a lot, and I would just get bullied a lot. And then, so that was that. I got into high school, and I didn't get bullied in high school, and I'll tell you why. If you're someone who deals with bullying, this is my advice. People always tell you all the time to stand up for yourself and, you know, fight back and da-da-da. What I found worked best was whenever someone would bully me, I would just ignore them, because back to psychology, one of the main reasons people do things is to elicit a reaction. So when you don't give someone a reaction, they will stop doing it. So in high school, I didn't really have any issues. No one bullied me. I was actually kind of, I don't want to say popular because I wasn't with like the squad, but I was very liked. Like, so my freshman year of high school, I won Student of the Year because I was just that bitch. So that in high school, that's when the feelings of wanting to transition really started like becoming overwhelming. I always felt that way like growing up, but I didn't know what it meant. I just thought it was like gay or just very feminine. And then I got to high school and it just became overbearing. That's when I was struggling with my eating the most as well. Oh, one thing that I forgot. So I would obsess over minimizing myself because feeling so feminine and having such a female energy to me, but being so big, I hated that and I wanted to make myself as small as possible. That's when I started like restricting my eating, binge eating, working out excessively, what's the term for that? Hydro flooding. It's like something where you drink way more water than you should for the sole purpose of like cleansing. What elicits that response from me was, like I said, wanting to be small, but I have this memory of being really young, and I was in school, and we had this wall of cubbies. So, you know, everyone has a cubby. It has your name on it. Mine was always the last one because my last name is Wiggins, and they would always do it by last name. So I would always be the last cubby. Fun fact. You know, I should have been the first. But I have this memory of going to the cubbies, and there were a lot of kids over there, and there was a girl who was really tiny. And of course, from like early childhood, I was always like a head above everyone. Physically, mentally as well, but I meant physically. So I bumped into her and she fell down, and it wasn't like anything serious. Like, my momentum was just enough to like bump her on her ass, and she fell down. And she didn't cry or anything. Like, it wasn't like a big deal. But I remember my teacher coming up to me, and she said, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Not the other girls, because I wasn't a girl presenting at the time. But the way she said it, she was like, girls are so tiny and fragile, and you're such a tall, strong, large boy. You have to be careful. Just watch where you're going. And that is something that I will never forget, because that is the first time ever that I realized that I was different, and that I wasn't expressing, and I didn't possess this like female aura that I saw in myself. No one else saw it. So, like I said, in high school, I was always trying to minimize myself. And I had to face my issues. I had to come out and do what was best for me and come out to my parents. And I think I want to get into that tomorrow, because I never really talked about very in depth about how I came out to my parents. So we'll stop there for today. I hope that you guys are having an amazing amazing, amazing Friday. It's the weekend. Turn up, swag, YOLO 420. I hope you have an amazing weekend wherever you are. Like I said, I'll be live on Twitch at 3:30 Central, so I hope that you can stop by and that I can see you there. That'll be amazing. And yeah, I look forward to chatting with you tomorrow. I hope you found some relaxation, some soothing from this. I feel a lot better. And we'll open up more tomorrow. We'll open more pages of my book. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.